This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Woo! You now rocking with One Nation Radio. Welcome to the program. James Boy, Richard Latta, and a couple friends with the show for your wrestling needs. Shopping out the rest of the IWC. We gon' tell her how it is. We gon' shoot from the hip. If they putting out trash, we gon' rip from the bits. Make sure that you tweet us and you rate the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now let's get it on the road. Hey, One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports.
Welcome to One Nation Radio. And now here are your hosts, Rich Latta and James Boyd. Thank you for listening.
SocialSuplex.com. BWB, what's up?
What's good? It's Wale, and this is One Nation Radio. You already know.
Welcome to the October 5th edition of One Nation Radio. James, what's going on, man?
Not too much. Another day, another black body in the streets, I guess. Yeah, man, it's really, it's almost at a point where it's like you're getting more and more numb to it, like it's a big gigantic callus where you're just like zapped and drained, and like you do that almost to protect yourself from feeling that way, of seeing people, you know, like literally die for no good reason. And I don't know, man. Like, what are your thoughts on it? I'm at a point where I'm just like.
Well, first, before
I shake my head and dismissively, not dismissively, almost like laugh out of grief,
yeah.
Just smirk out of grief.
Yeah, but first, before we get to my thoughts, joining us this week from the SMC podcast, Mr. Caleb Baldwin. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm here, and I think we started off with a great. I mean, it's unfortunate we have to to start with this, but you know, it's necessary. It needs to be said, and I'm not going to be the least bit uncomfortable because, you know, like you guys also, like I had said before, this is just completely messed up, and like you said before, that's an understatement. Me, like, even, you know, just as an American citizen, I believe in. I this is going to sound, you know, cliche, but I am a fan of freedom, as it were, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of citizens being gunned down in the street. So that's really about all I have to say about that. But on a lighter note, I am certainly glad to be here.
For sure, man. So for those of you guys that are unfamiliar with the story, it broke today. I found out about it probably about a half hour before, maybe an hour before we started recording today. Patrick Harmon, 50 years old, Salt Lake City, Utah. He was gunned down by the police in the back while attempting to flee from them. Now, you know, he was running away from the police, and there is speculation whether he pulled out a knife of some sort. He was still in front of them, I would say, by a good 3 to 5 feet. All the cops had weapons drawn. There was no reason they could not subdue him in other means, through other means. And he basically, you know, he was gunned down, shot 3 times in the back, running away like a dog in the street, and it's fucked up. It's bullshit. I'm sick and damn tired of seeing these things on video, and the reason we're finding out about it with the video right now is because the district attorney, I think it was a district attorney, they decided not to press charges on the cop because they said the killing was justified. His name is Patrick Harmon. I challenge you guys to go.
Not only that, like in the police report, Tom Brady's throw interception. Like also in the police report, the guy was noted as saying that it was this is a guy that had tours over in the Middle East. I don't believe it was either Iraq or Afghanistan. I can't remember which one. Where he was quoted as saying it was the scariest situation of his life.
That's crazy.
And you see the video, and you're like, that's not even like the scariest thing that I've been involved in, and I ain't go to no damn Iraq.
Right. And yeah, I was gonna say it again. Black Lives Matter. Moving on, man. I don't want to get too crazy into it. If you guys feel free, like to discuss this with me, you can do so on Twitter at RichLadder32, or you can send me a message, and I will go into extreme detail on why this is absolutely ridiculous. But on to some more.
I mean, you should. Here's the thing. You shouldn't even have to. It's really simple.
Just watch the video.
Well, it's like watch the video, like. Whatever, like they're chasing him down after they're running. Like and the sad thing about it is like there are 2 other cops there, and the 2 other cops did their job. Like one cop, I don't know if he actually had a weapon out, but one of them had the taser out, ready to shoot him. But there's another guy that's whatever,
scared for his life.
He shoots his and he blows his dude away. When it's like. At the worst, like this dude should have been tased up and then thrown in the back of a jail, thrown in the back of a police cruiser, and be in jail because he had outstanding warrants. Like he should be in jail, not dead. Like that, and it's really that simple. And like, I mean, if you have, I don't. You say you want to talk to people about, this or whatever. If they have questions or feel some difference or whatever, like I don't owe you a difference, like you trying to argue with me against it or trying to, have something other to say than what's presented in this thing. Like, nah, man, it's not.
Well, I say that, so I know who's.
It's pretty clear cut. Like, to paraphrase our president, it's pretty black and white. Our press secretary is pretty black and white.
Yeah, and I'm not challenging them in a sense like, I'm challenging them to bring it so I know who's telling on themselves. So, yeah, and it's like you said, it's like a laughter like that you let out like that's filled with all pain. Just watching another one of these things happen. But on a lighter note, we're going to talk about WWE Hell in a Cell and preview that show, as well as we're going to get into talking about the 2K ratings. This year. Sometimes we might hit you with a little something different on One Nation Radio, so bear with us. So, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. 2 Hell in a Cell matches. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell match where apparently you can go anywhere in the arena. And the Usos and the New Day will be maybe in their final chapter, who knows? And then there's a WWE Championship match happening too. So I'm gonna pull the card up. Caleb, we'll go to you first. Anything particularly that you are looking forward to on this show before we go into big detail?
Am I? Yeah, there is one particular possible scenario that I've heard that I don't really give much credence to because, it's been reported from a quote-unquote source that pretty much exclusively reports news that is always wrong. That's I'm not going to name them because I don't want to, cause any hurt feelings. But, they've alleged that, there's a rumor going around that, of all people, Sami Zayn is going to interfere in the main event of Owens and Shane, and he's going to turn heel. Now, first off, I want to say part of me is interested to see that happen. But a good 90% of me knows that's not going to happen. Also, I'm very interested in the New Day and the Usos as well. I hope this is their last chapter, just because I've always been of the belief that Hell in a Cell should be used as a feud ender. I don't think feuds should continue after they've gone to Hell in a Cell. But those are really the 2 biggest things that stick out to me on this show.
James?
Yeah, Falls Count Anywhere, Hell in a Cell. Like, on one end, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, this, great, that means they're going to get out the cell, but it's like, I mean, well, geez, even the first match, like every single Hell in a Cell match, except for like a handful, have all ended up outside the cell just about, right? So, like, I guess the Falls Count Anywhere thing doesn't really bother me. And like, now I'm thinking of it as, maybe like, there's really only like one good reason why like every single no disqualification isn't Falls Count Anywhere. And that's pretty much like the fact that, depending on where the fall is, like the crowd can't see it, the entire crowd can't see it. That's why they have you on in the elevated ring for falls. But I don't know, man. Like, we'll see what happens with this match. I just don't want Shane to kill himself. That's all. Like, at this point, and I also don't want Shane to win. That's really my only two things I want. Like, don't do anything that's going to kill yourself, and don't, win also.
So let's go into it a little deeper on that. I guess we can just start with Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Last year, I wrote a column calling for the Hell in a Cell to be abolished because these guys are competing with ghosts of the past that they'll never be able to exactly compete with. I'm only shocked that they didn't bring back Mick Foley to have him cut a promo and tell somebody their life will be forever changed from going into Hell in a Cell, even though none of them really have to do what he did in that thing and wrestle the next day, especially Shane McMahon, who is going to go back into wherever he goes during his long hiatuses. But this match, I don't have an issue with it happening, especially on one of these shows. It's not him stealing a position from someone at WrestleMania. This is like pretty much how I think the part-timers should be used, like to prop up like months where you might not have much going on. And I think Kevin Owens has been excellent in everything I've seen with carrying it and looking like a real menace. And this is right up his alley, and that guy's very creative. What do you think about that, Caleb?
Oh, yeah, as far as Shane being inside the cell, I'm very interested to see that. We've seen it before, obviously. We know he's going to take some type of huge bump. I'm curious what it is for sure. As far as, James, I want to address your point about the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation. While, I'm not a fan of them, addressing it, but also this is not the first time where, if the pin ends up outside of the ring, this won't be the first time this has happened, because if you remember Judgment Day 2002, there's a little bit of history for you. Triple H and Chris Jericho went up to the top of the cell, and that's actually where the match ended. So in that regard, I don't mind. But yeah, billing it as like a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell, that does just sound kind of stupid. I will say that.
It's like steps on top of steps. Like, all right, we're having literally the like a roof on a cage, and like Falls Count Anywhere. It's like, well, damn, like
double gimmicks.
So like I've heard somebody say, well, it kind of was a flat finish after Shane crashed at WrestleMania 32 and almost killed himself. Then for Undertaker to have to literally lift his ass up and drag him back inside the cell to finish the match. Like, yeah, I do get that, but it's like at the same time, it's like the whole point of having Hell in a Cell is to have the match inside the cage, and then like the added drama of like you get out the cage and then what the hell happens, as opposed to it's Falls Count Anywhere. Oh, of course they're getting out the cage. Oh, of course. Even like I said before, it's like, well, obviously like most of the matches end up outside the cage, but like that doesn't mean that like it should be a foregone. It should be already like a given.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's kind of like for me, it's like when you have a steel cage match and like you just know like, and I guess one thing when like, yeah, maybe Kane or The Undertaker does, rip open the hole outside the canvas and come in and drag you down and cause you to lose. But like, this is almost like a given that Undertaker or Kane is underneath the thing ready to drag you to hell. Like, I mean, you're kind of already like messing with the fans' expectations on this thing, to where like if things don't go the way they see it, like it's going to be kind of like a setup, a build up, anticipation for a letdown. So we'll see what happens. Like I think the match is going to be good, but ultimately it's one of those things where it's like, we'll see how this goes.
You mentioned something, James. You don't want Shane McMahon to win. If there is a match that Shane McMahon is set up to win, could it be this one?
If there was ever one for him to win out of the times he's been in these matches, it will be this one. My issue is, and when this was happening, start setting up for it, looked like they were headed towards Kevin Owens and Shane back before when they started doing the guest ref thing at SummerSlam. We were like, what's the next pay-per-view? Hell in a Cell? Oh, shit. Here comes Shane. And You know, the whole thing is like, dude, like, I understand, like, the second they added Shane to the Styles on SummerSlam thing, like, it started to actually feel like a main event, like, draw of a angle. But, like, I was always worried of, all right, Shane's going to be in another match. Eventually, Shane's going to have to win one of these matches to justify him actually, like, being a quote-unquote draw and being a quote-unquote star and not being a geek. So, like, everybody loves Shane and all this and all that, but, like, him beating Kevin Owens or whoever else he eventually beats, like, the crowd's going to turn on him on some Goldberg, Kevin Owens shit. Like, maybe not to that extent, but, like, it will be, like, his overness will be tremendously, like, hampered by the fact that he wins one of these matches. And he has to win one of these matches if you keep putting him in it. So, there lies the issue.
Caleb, what do you make of a Shane McMahon victory?
I wouldn't necessarily be shocked to see it happen. I would certainly be disappointed because, and this is just a small symptom of a problem that they have, that the WWE has right now. They're literally not even trying to book toward the future. The reality of the situation is what? Shane McMahon's in his late 40s, if I'm not mistaken?
I want to say he's 47.
47.
Yep.
47, okay. So he's not even, and add to the fact, he's not even like a trained, like, you know, no one's ever really considered Shane a real wrestler before, you know, if I could, you know, for lack of a better term.
Caleb, I'm sorry to get off your point real quick, but, like, did you see him in his brawl last night? Or not last night, but Tuesday night?
Yes, I did.
Like,
yes, I did.
It's besides how bad his punches look and all that. We've been through that and ad nauseum, and, you know, he makes, you know, like, his punches are terrible. But the thing is, like, the dude was so blown up by doing basically jack shit. He did next to nothing and was blown up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And it's like, okay, like, maybe it doesn't matter that much that, like, he's going to be blowing up because he's going to be getting his ass kicked for most of the match anyway and whatever. But, like, damn, dude, like, yeah, a couple months ago, get some cardio in. What the hell's going on out here? Like, they show these videos of you sparring, and it doesn't help your punches, but whatever. And then they show you rolling on the mat with people like, you know, boxing and sparring and rolling on the ring, like, in the tussle game, like, that involves a lot of cardio. Like, what's going on to where, like, what's going on here?
So, Shane, when are we going to see Shane hitting a 5-mile run? You know, when are we going to see him, you know, just wiping, you know, the shoes off after getting it done, you know, after a hard day of road work? Like, I don't, like, I don't, like, yeah, the man looks like Brock Lesnar, literally.
Oh, man,
You might have a point there, but here's the thing. At least Brock Lesnar's like 300 pounds.
Correct.
Like, what's Shane's excuse?
I guess he's old. Maybe that's the only excuse.
I was going to say that's the only real excuse he would have. They need to, you know, recast the angle, but, you know, do the video of him chasing the chicken in, like, Connecticut or wherever. Have Daniel Bryan play the role of Shane. Be like, get the chicken, Shane. Get the chicken.
Man. Keep Daniel Bryan far away from this. Look, keep Daniel Bryan away from this sorcery. Like, we're keeping Daniel Bryan under the radar so they forget about him. So when 12 months rolls around, he can just go right away, and then he could headline Wrestle Kingdom 13 against Okada. So, you know, that's
and
the only
final battle 2018 against Cody. Because we know that'll happen as well.
Yes. So let's go on to the other Hell in a Cell match. The New Day will be taking on the Usos in an Uso Penitentiary. Another Hell in a Cell match. Tag Team Tornado. They are finally inside that cell in the Uso Penitentiary. This, for my money, you could. A great argument is there that this is the feud of the year in the ring. Like,
yes,
everything they've done has clicked. It has shown the New Day to be phenomenal wrestlers in their own rights, along to go with their long run of just being entertaining and being, you know, innovators. And now they found a team with the Usos, who they wrestled before, but the alignments were switched. So it didn't quite, you know.
Well, here's the thing. they had matches that were great, but the thing was, like, a lot of them, like, for example, the TLC match they had in 2014 or 15, I can't remember for which year, I can't get my year straight.
15.
Yeah, I think it was 15. Yeah,
It was 15.
Like that had, like, the lucha booties in there, as Kofi like to call them, the lucha booties.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
That's rude.
Like, I mean, that's what Kofi called them.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
what Kofi called them. The lucha booties. I mean, I was just sticking with the gimmick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, the Selena Del Sol through the ladder was like one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life in a wrestling ring. Like, pray to God Shane don't get any ideas. But, yeah, like, they've had matches, like, you know, they've had matches with, like, multiple teams where, like, those two teams were involved, but they never, this is their first go-around where, like, it's literally just them. I mean, and they're able to, and there's no restrictions on what they're able to do, really. Like, it's almost like, you know, after all these years, like, they're like, yeah, you know, four-time champs, like, one of our biggest money makers here, one of our best promo acts right here, one of the best, you guys together had one of the best TV segments of the year. You've had, three of the best matches of the year. Like, we're finally going to let you guys, you know, give you the keys, let you guys get like, the big deal. Like, this, yeah, like, this could, in theory, be, like, when we look back at it years from now, like, this could be, like, the new age version of the TLC match for like, what it did for, you know, the Hardys and Christian and the Dudleys, whatever, as far as, like, they're always remembered as far as, like, they did this crazy match, no one's ever really done it, or whatever. Or, I mean, they're the first one up doing it. It was this blow-away match or whatever, because there were multiple bodies in there, and it was teams, and, like, these teams actually had a history, so it meant something. Like, this could be, like, the thing that caps them off and puts them over the top of, like, say, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns as far as, like, the in-ring feud of the year. Like, this could be, like, the deciding thing that pushes it. So, like, I'm really excited for Sunday.
Caleb, what do you think about this match?
I am very excited for this match. I love this entire feud. When I was at Money in the Bank back in June, I saw the first match they had, and I was like, damn, that's really good. I wonder, you know, the only way they can really top this is, you know, if they have a finish next time. And then, you know, yeah. And then they go to Battleground in Philly, and they have a finish. It's fucking awesome. You're like, okay, that's great. I wonder if they're going to continue the feud, and if they do, how are they going to top it? And then they go to SummerSlam, they top it again. You know, you leave yourself thinking, how are they going to top this? They do it again on SmackDown a few weeks back in Vegas. And, you know, again, you ask yourself, okay, like, how are they going to top it? But then and now you're saying, we know there's like a 90% chance they're going to top the previous effort. And, yeah, I would say right now, this is, you know, like James has said, for me, this is neck and neck with Braun and Roman for Feud of the Year. So I am very much excited to see this match happen.
Yeah, man.
And it almost... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, you know, the fact that, you know, the four of them are going to get in that Hell in a Cell, and I don't know who's going to be left out on the New Day side, probably Xavier, but maybe Kofi even. But these guys...
You know, is Xavier even healthy after his knee situation?
I'm not sure. Just saying, like, these four, like, it's amazing they're all going to get this opportunity. And the only tag team cell match I can remember, it was like the Triple H and Shawn Michaels against the Legacy, and they kept Triple H out of it for like a long time. So if they do something where it's just 2-on-2 tornado style in there, and it's just a car crash, and just knowing how these guys are gonna be motivated to, as Caleb said, like, top all the rest of their matches, we are about to get a match of the year contender right here.
Barring a fuck finish, you're right. Like, you know, like, what if, you know, like...
Kane comes out from underneath the ring?
What if a hologram... What if a hologram of Bray Wyatt shows up as soon as the New Day's about to win?
What if Bray Wyatt actually brings his fat body out there? Yes, he teleports shows. He brings his fat body out there and jumps out through the light.
I don't think I've ever been more mad at a finish than that Hell in a Cell between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Really?
I think that might be the most mad thing the most mad finish I've been at the most mad I've been at a finish in the last 3 years. I think that might be it. But I may be wrong.
I will see your Rollins and Ambrose in the cell, and I will raise you Ambrose and Bray Wyatt in TLC, where Ambrose forgot you should unplug a TV before you throw it at someone.
That didn't make me as mad. That did not make me as mad. Because here's the thing. That was their second that was their second by that point I had to check down on that feud because the first pay-per-view match, the whole thing is it's almost like Kane and Cena's Embrace the Hate feud from early 2012, where it's I dare you need to stick it to your inner demons and this other shit, and then and it's well, you're talking to a fucking drifter, a vagrant, a transient on the street. Yeah, you hand me a chair, I'm gonna hit you with this fucking chair. Bow at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, he's with the chair, and then the next month, then they have the fuck finish with the exploding LCD screen, flat screen. So, I was already checked out of that feud because I was already okay, Bray Wyatt feuds are all the same. I was even back then.
Back then.
Point. So, but the thing was, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins was such a good, great feud.
Yes.
And then that was the blow off. And they main evented it over Randy Orton and John Cena, and they had a really good and those two, Cena and Orton had a really good Hell in a Cell match on that show, and they main evented it with that. And they're in the middle of having a match, we're headed towards 4 stars, we're headed towards the Definitive Classic, and then they're nah, fuck that. And then it was also continuing started up the streak of Dean Ambrose as a singles wrestler on pay-per-view, could never fucking win. He went on an 0 for forever streak. And it was this dude was hot. This dude was one of those points where he was super duper hot. And you could have just in case the Roman Reigns thing doesn't work out, you can have a guy that could be, the next guy is no, let's beat him. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yep. It reminded me of Ryback in 2012 when they just kept beating him like a drum.
Oh, poor Ryback.
It was funny.
Poor big guy.
Because the first Raw of 2013 was in Tampa. So that's that's the show that has the very last Roman the very last Ryback CM Punk title match. It was the ladder match where the Shield came and interrupted, and then later in the show, Rock's there. And then CM Punk's there, and he shoots the, your arm's too short to box with God line. So, we surely remember how many times Ryback got fucked.
Yes. Speaking of getting fucked, we've all been getting fucked with Jinder Mahal's title reign, and he'll be defending the WWE Championship, or the 1.3 Championship, against Shinsuke Nakamura in a match that's not in the Hell in a Cell. Gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and make a ridiculous prediction, and those of you that listen to One Nation Live, you guys know what I'm about to say. WWE has heard our complaints. Jinder Mahal title matches all end the same way. This week it stops. What other way could they cool Shinsuke Nakamura down even more? To give him a clean loss to the modern day mediocrity. A clean loss.
Oh my God!
Look. You want to know what I think is going to happen?
A clean loss.
It's not. No, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it'll be another garbage finish for Jinder. But I think instead of the I have you beat. Geeks align, get in there. I beat up the Geeks. I turn around and I eat your finisher and get pinned. I think they're gonna go in a similar approach to Battleground for the Punjabi Prison. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna bring back out the Punjabi Playboy.
Oh my God!
I'm blanking on his name right now.
Great Khali.
I think Great Khali's gonna come out here and is gonna fuck Nakamura. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh my God! Now, Caleb, you are not on the SMC podcast, so feel free to let's let it out. About Jinder Mahal.
Okay,
we won't judge you here.
Okay, well, I feel like at times on SMC, I feel like a Republican on CNN or a Democrat on Fox, whichever way you want to look at it. And sometimes I feel like I'm being silenced, like I'm being oppressed by Carl and Rance, but I feel, whatever.
Shouts out to y'all, boys.
Anyway, what I'm going to say, every defense I have ever heard of Jinder Mahal is, well, he gets heat. Like, well, what about, like, his wrestling is, like, not good, and they're like, well, that doesn't matter, because he gets heat. I'm like, well, it's apathy. And well, he gets heat.
Here's the thing,
I'm like,
right?
but, like, what about that? What about that? Oh, go ahead. Yep.
But like, the thing that gets me is, like, do y'all not recognize, like, that there's differences in heat, and, like, there's heat that'll draw, and there's heat that won't, and that's not drawing, because, like, we can, like, you get the same reports and read the same reports that we see, like, that saying, like, business is down, like, ticket sales are down, viewership is down, like, India's going down, like, all of this is turning to shit. Like, we have enough evidence at this point to realize it, to know that this has been a fucking mistake. No shading is due because of, like, if right now, if they had started from the night after WrestleMania and made it a champion at SummerSlam, this one probably wouldn't feel this fucking terrible. But
yeah.
They literally hot-shotted the title to the Brooklyn Brawler. Like, what the fuck do you think was gonna happen? You fucking idiots! Like,
yes.
you deserve whatever bad happens to you.
Yeah, like never in the history of the business has there been more of, like, we're gonna put these dudes on top without without any shred of an evidence that they've been a draw anywhere in the world. Like anywhere in the world, like nowhere. And this is what happens. Like
I said, every defense I've heard of Jinder is all he gets heat. But like I feel like after 3 months, almost 6 months now, I can determine. I have enough of a sample size to determine. Is this X-Pac heat or is this real heat? This is definitely X-Pac heat. This isn't no. That's an injustice to X-Pac heat. This is Jinder Mahal heat. That's what it is. If there's one thing worse than X-Pac heat, it's Jinder Mahal heat. The one thing Jinder Mahal is best at, he is not best at talking. He is not best at wrestling. He is not best. His presence is whatever. He's a big jack dude, and that's
he be fly.
Cool.
I'll give him that
going for him.
I'll give him that. I wrote a column this week. I was like, Jinder Mahal's fly. Like, you gotta give him that. That's about it.
Yeah, he looks good in a suit. That's for sure. But that's cool. The one thing he is best. This is like saying, "Oh, so and so is best at batting 200." Like he's batting 200. Doesn't matter. And Jinder Mahal, Jinder Mahal is like at this point he's almost below the Mendoza line.
Jeez.
And when you get below the Mendoza line, you get the hell out of the majors. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so since you brought up baseball, I'm assuming you know who Billy Beane is, right? In Moneyball, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's so funny that, like, and I feel like we're just all ganging up on Jinder. I think it's probably like the most negative, like, gender segment we've ever done on this show. But
I feel like there's had to be another one. But go ahead.
Nah, because I've never been like, this is like, I've always been like, yeah, they made a mistake. They like, this ain't on Jinder, this on the company, and I still feel that way because it's totally is what they've done with him is like been fucking atrocious. But the thing is like, okay, so do you see the movie Moneyball?
Yes.
Okay, so remember the scene when, like, he's in there with his group of scouts and he's talking about, like, yeah, four-tool athlete. It looks like he can hit with power or whatever, and then he's just like, can he get on base? And then, like, goes to the next guy. Yeah, rocket of an arm, great glove. I don't know if he's gonna have any power at all. Can he get on base? And he keeps going down the line. Like, everything. Can he get on base? Can he get on base? And literally everything about the Jinder thing is like, is like, it doesn't matter about the look. About when it comes to WWE, like, they don't give a damn about whether or not someone's gotten over at a different place or whatever, or if they got over even on the developmental. Like, can they just replicate what got them over? Because, you know, that's generally what happened when guys were going from territory to territory. They did the same shit they always did, except they brought it to a different stage. Like, you know, so like the thing is, like, they'll bring these people up or whatever from NXT or wherever else, and it'll make them be different than what they were before. And it's like, dude, don't worry about that other shit. Or they'll try and push somebody like how they're pushing the Drifter right now because he has the look. He looks like a WWE superstar, but like the ring presence isn't there, and he cuts the same promo every single week and whatever. So it's like, dude, like, I don't care about the look. I don't care about, like, I don't even necessarily care about the ring work at this point. Like, can the motherfucker get over? Like, can the dude get over? Like, has he shown anything that has he ever shown anything that he can get over? Like, and I understand, like, Braun Strowman just got himself over after a year worth of, or 2 years worth of a protected push, but that was 2 years protected push. Like, they at least gave that dude something to get over with. Like, they've done shit for Jinder, and they've been like, I figured, this will open up a brand new market for us overseas. Why the fuck would you think that?
That doesn't make. Let me pile on here from a different perspective. If you're trying to tap into India, why are you making their lone representative a heel?
Because they're trying to.
Like, why are you pushing him as a heel?
Because they know he's not good enough to be a babyface.
You know why? Because they think that you look at the track record of this company the last 3-4 years, they can't build a babyface for shit. So they're like, well, they know how to push his heel, so let's make him heel. So like, I'm not really that bent up about that part. But the thing for me is like, if you're going to make somebody the foreign heel that gets booed on the, in America, but is a babyface, at the homeland, is like, cool, fine, but like, can we do a better job of this? Like, can we like give him some real wins? Like, to give him some credibility. Like, can he actually beat Nakamura? Can he actually really beat Randy Orton clean? It's just fucking Randy Orton. Randy Orton's like a bottom of the mid card guy right now. Like, who gives a shit what he's doing with Rusev right now? Like,
he's
literally, they came out. Weren't they in the Death segment on Tuesday? Rusev and Orton?
They were.
I want to say they were.
Like, so what? Like, so the dude that you wanted to put the belt on, like, he can't even get a clean win over Randy Orton. Really? And then in a non-title match a month ago, like, Orton got one win back on the dude, and I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, helping or hurting here? Helping or hurting?
Yeah, man. Give us.
The company has fucked that dude. It's been really bad. Like, that dude he was behind the 8 ball, and then they made it even worse. They've made it worse and worse every single week by giving them lame promos to do, and they think it's heat. It's not heat. It's apathy, or it's us saying like, "Hey, bro, this is racist. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wow. Yeah. Also, then gender is just one part of the problem for SmackDown. The biggest part of the problem, and we've uttered his name before on here. One Brian Armstrong. What you are writing, Road Dogg, what you are writing is causing product to the point where...
Repeat that one more time. You actually roboted out, Caleb.
Style.
Repeat that one more time, because you actually you roboted for a second. Repeat that one more time.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, yeah, the biggest problem for SmackDown isn't actually gender. He's just one symptom. The biggest problem is Road Dogg and his writing, because, and it is a problem whether, people want to admit it or not. It certainly is a problem, especially when you see SmackDown, you see how they film the show, and nowadays they can only film one side of the arena because the other side is empty. Yeah. That's a problem. Like, I'm watching SmackDown. I'm watching what some people considered the A show last year, and it's been like an impact. Yeah,
man.
That's a problem.
Yeah, the A show it is no longer. Anyone saying that, I don't know what type of dope y'all doing, but yeah, man, we should probably continue.
No, so you remember when I said to you after like Elimination Chamber, I said to you after WrestleMania, one of the two, I said to you, yeah, man, like if I didn't know that like Vince is okaying all the ideas for both shows equally, like I would swear that Vince was like, yeah, I'm sabotaging SmackDown. Fuck this. I'm not letting this happen again. Like I'm not letting this show outshine on my main show that most people watch anyway. I'm not doing that. So, like you look up and you're like, okay, well they did switch, like Pritchard, like when they were talking about, for example, the Heyman when Heyman was over in charge, quote unquote, of SmackDown. He said that like both writing teams wrote on both shows equally, and then like I was like, that sounds like bullshit to me, but whatever. He like, who am I to say whatever to him? But like after this and seeing like once they switch writing teams, like what happened is like, all right, like you can tell me that like they, that both teams are writing on the same on both shows, but like it clearly don't feel that way because like the second they switched out SmackDown's main writer with Road Dogg and moved him to Raw got a whole hell of a lot better as a weekly product, and SmackDown has suffered ever since. Like, so I'm not like something's up.
I
don't know what it is, but something seems up.
I got old country beef with Road Dogg, so anytime y'all want to talk about Road Dogg, that's cool with me. But yeah, I'm just, whatever. Like I'm done with Road Dogg. I feel like we'll have much more to give him next week, though. Let's see what else we got on here.
So yeah.
Oh, so guys, I have a question. What would your thoughts be if on Jinder versus Nakamura, if at some point, for some reason, God knows why, the cell drops in the middle of the match? What would your thoughts be on that?
I don't know. I wouldn't have an issue with that. I wouldn't have an issue with it.
That would be my process. Yeah. My thought process would probably just be like, why is this happening? What's going on? Like, what's the deal here?
Well, what I would say is, one, it leaves intrigue as to who the hell let the thing down, as far as like who will be the next opponent for whoever else, and then two, like out of all three matches, like the only match that really that will most deserve itself be given that like somebody got screwed with their title because a motherfucker is cheating all the time would be Jinder having to fight for real without the Singh brothers coming out here to bump around for him.
All right, check this out. Here's some heat for you.
Rich, real quick, before we go on, I do want to say one way or another Nakamura is going to win at Hell in a Cell, whether it's via DQ and he doesn't win the title, or if he pins him and wins the title, or a submission or what have you. Nakamura is going to go on the winner's docket. I'm just not certain in what capacity. I will say that.
There could be a situation, now that you mentioned lowering the cell, where somehow they have one of the Singh brothers lower the cell, Nakamura is chasing the other one, it drops, and he gets counted out because he can't get back in the ring.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I mean, he might. If that's the case, Nakamura might as well just pack his bags, go back to Japan, and like live his life in peace.
Yeah,
because like he'll be dead. Because like that is like stage 4
murder your baby face.
Stage 4 Jim. No, that is stage 4 Jim Cornette plate full of piss.
Now, like, hear me out. What if they do that?
Like a big smuck.
Well, yeah. What if they do that? They have the cell drop by one of the Singh brothers, and like right before it goes down, like Nakamura like tosses the other Singh brother out, and you get Jinder and Nak like truly one-on-one. They can do that as well. I'm just saying.
Never know. The possibilities are endless. They can fuck it up a million ways.
Yes, they are. Yeah, there are a billion ways that could mismanage this match. I'm just saying.
But yeah, let's move on. The women's championship, Natalya versus Charlotte. Charlotte is a babyface. Apparently she tapped out this week for some strange reason.
Yes.
Explain it to me because I didn't see it.
Okay, so for the listener, so so I wasn't actually intending to do the show today. I didn't think we were actually going to do a show. Me and Rich thought process on doing shows is pretty like impromptu, except for on Sundays. Like that's scheduled and regimented. But I thought, okay, it's Thursday night football, Patriots versus Bucks. Whatever. I'm gonna check that out. I'm watching it right now while we're doing the podcast. But I'm thinking, all right, I'm actually able to watch this with my full attention. So Rich calls me and we're talking about what we led off the show with, as far as just our initial visceral reactions to it, and then he's like, "You want to do a podcast?" And I think I pretty much said like, "For what?" And he's like, "Well, we can talk about the show or whatever." And the go home show, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that like Charlotte and Baron Corbin losing as challengers for titles like made me blind rage. Like, so I was like, oh yeah, let's run the podcast because I have to tell you how fucking stupid this was. So you can tell me that in this time where like we are dying and struggling and we are just like at a loss to try to find any like babyface or any sort of credibility, and Charlotte comes back. After, pretty much not, turning heel or doing anything to turn face, after she got the SmackDown roster and was aimless, she comes back after, her dad, basically cheats death again. And, people are happy to see her because, and everything. And, like, she wins her title match. And she's biggest star they've built in a decade as a woman. Wrestler, so it's like it is obvious. Like, yeah, she's a legitimate challenger. She just won her this match for contendership. Makes perfect sense. So they get to the go home show in a tag match with Becky, and generally speaking, what we do in these things are to set up the fact this person's a legitimate challenger. And I know Rich doesn't like this, but you have the challenger get a pinfall or submission on the champion to build interest and intrigue that a title change could, in fact, happen. That's WWE's MO forever. What you don't want to do, and if that's not what you want to do, find something else to do, or, it's a tag match, let Charlotte get a W over the person that's not the champion or whatever. So you can still say that Charlotte's team beat the champion's team or Natalia's team, whatever. Let's see what happens come Sunday. No, that's not what they did. They had the heel champion, tap out the babyface challenger on the go home show to the fucking pay-per-view. So why should I give a shit what happens now? Like, why should I give a fuck? Why should I watch? Why should I spend money? Ain't gonna be no title change. She beat this woman when there were no stakes. Now she's a champion. She don't even have to reach. She had to reach in and show the heart of a champion to beat this woman. She's already beat her. No one has to dig deep. She already beat this woman when she didn't have to try that hard. Who gives a shit? Seriously, Rich. Caleb, anybody want to tell me why they did this or why this makes any sense? Even if you want to hear devil's advocate this for me.
All right, check this out.
Here is go ahead, Rich.
The only thing I can think of is Charlotte is winning the title and getting cashed on immediately, and they're keeping Charlotte and Natalya flat even for that feud, and Charlotte will go in to challenging Carmella, who will be with James Ellsworth with the championship. That's the only thing I can think of. Caleb,
you are spot on. You are spot on. Here's the thing: Natalya is not winning on Sunday. So in the mindset of the WWE writer, they want to keep things even. They want to get both people over. That's their rationale. In reality, that doesn't really get anyone over, but whatever.
Right. Exactly. So my thing about that is like, okay, so you want to keep it even so that they both have title claims. Like, you know what the title claim Natalya would have even if she had lost on Tuesday was?
She's a champion. She has an automatic rematch.
Thank you. So why would you do this? Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's so dumb.
James, please don't yell at me. I don't write the show, sir.
Look, don't use your logic. Like, no, we'll have none of that.
Dude, I was so furious when this happened. Like, I don't like. It's not even like this is like the end of the world. It's not going to kill Natalya. It's not going to kill the belt. It's not going to kill Charlotte. Whatever. And Charlotte, and you know how you look at, you watch enough WWE wrestling, like all of our assumptions are, all three of us pretty much assume that Charlotte's going to win on Sunday, correct?
I would think so.
Yes, and then get cashed in on.
Right. Well, cashing on or otherwise, like we all think that Charlotte's going to win on Sunday. So, because they always book to where you beat down, you beat down whoever else, and then like they win because whatever. So but like it was almost like a crystallizing like it just. I know they've done a bunch of stuff worse this year, plenty of stuff worse, but this one just really threw me. It's like sent me off the edge. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You idiots, you morons.
Like imagine
you can't do anything.
Like imagine if they had, like not both people in every match, wrestle a match and beat someone, but at least one of the folks that are, fighting in a match. Like Nakamura should have like beat somebody, like wrestled a guy. But okay, yeah, he's building momentum. They should have given Jinder Mahal a win against someone else. Like wouldn't that like just make the matchups more appealing? Be like, okay, yeah, these guys are picking off, whoever. Why? What are they doing?
I don't know, man.
Like, why did Charlotte have to take the pin at all, or the submission at all?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't justify that.
Well, according to y'all, it's a half 50-50 booking, and so Natalya has championship claim for when Charlotte, when she loses the belt to Charlotte, and then Charlotte gets cashed in on a triple threat match, as if there's no championship rematch. But whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I thought it was fucking moronic. Whatever.
There's also a United States Championship match. AJ Styles is camped out in the corner. AJ Styles is camped out in the corner with that championship, far away from relevance, and he will be taking on the bag of mediocrity himself, the dumpster fire. What other nicknames are there for this guy?
You know how people call how people are balling or stunning. They saying I'm stunning these broke boys.
Yes.
Can we start calling Baron Corbin a ball boy?
God damn it! This
bald boy. That man a bald boy. Yes.
Wow.
Can't we? Or is that too mean?
Well, how about we just call him a bumski? How about we call him that?
All right, whatever.
How about we call him someone who is undeserving of such a good theme song? Just saying.
You've been talking about this, Caleb. All right, so I haven't listened to the whole song yet.
I love that theme song, man. I love it. I love the sound. It's not necessarily for everyone, but I love the sound of it.
My thing is this, right? For me personally, right? Well, you have theme music. And I thought his first theme music was fine. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was fine. I thought, when he first came out with the new music without the vocals, I thought it was really, really awful. I thought wow, they have really had a real string of stinkers as far as new entrance music. But when they added the vocals to it, I was like, okay, it's less bad. But like I said, less bad. Like the drums on that thing, like okay, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not the biggest metalhead in the world, but I got POD. No, I'm sorry. I got System of a Down. In the database. I got Metallica in the database. I got some Avenged Sevenfold in the database. Like those drums on that shit are so weak, and like for me, like that shit can't fill a gigantic stadium. Like it just feels naked and bare, and nothing hits, and there's nothing. Like it just sounds like dull. And it's like, I mean, I guess it, being that it's dull, it matches like the wrestler, but still, like, can we get something more dynamic? Like, can we beef up these drums on this fucking thing, please?
I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I don't know. Regardless of your criticism, I still enjoy the song, and I'm gonna.
Okay. Yeah, fuck what you talking about, James.
I mean, everybody's out there singing, but I'm just like, my God, this thing is so hollow.
Yeah, man. And speaking of hollow, AJ Styles is continuing to wear the United States Championship as the real world champion, but at the same time carrying bumskis. Am I bad for saying, hey, can AJ Styles just lay down like Jeff Jarrett in this match and say get this fucking title off of me?
What's he gonna do after that then?
I don't know. Fight Dolph Ziggler. Fight Bobby Roode. Fight Rusev. You know, fight someone. Fight someone good.
If he did this, wouldn't he drop it to Booker T later that same night? Though, isn't that what would happen?
Oh my gosh. If he was like Jeff Jarrett, yeah. But
yes,
yep. Yeah. Styles and Corbin. He's gotten respectability out of Corbin in the past in multi-man match situations. Let's give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is. I don't care.
You have no reason to care.
Look, WWE has successfully made me not care about an AJ Styles pay-per-view match. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like, they've done a lot of weird stuff. Like, a lot. Like, it's just... Like, the whole thing, the whole TV feud is like, okay, Corbin wants a title shot, and so does Ty Dillinger, so... Like, they get their title shots, and then basically are getting each other's way and cost each other their chance at titles. And AJ's just, like, whooping these dudes, but it's like...
Knocking out all bums.
Yeah, it's like, okay. So AJ's basically, like, feuding with two dudes that, like, are clearly below his level. Like why don't y'all just, you know... Y'all settle y'all thing on this side, and then y'all come and holler at AJ at a proper title match. Like... It's almost like when they have a teenager and it's a wedding and it's time for reception, and when, like, there's really no place to put, like, a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old at the adult table. That's not really, like, appropriate. So, like, the 13-year-old is, like, stuck at, like, the kiddies table at the wedding reception, and, like, that's what AJ feels like right now. It's like, yeah, man, like, we really don't... Yeah, how about this? How about you basically, like, you know, babysit these kids for us for the next, like, 2 hours at this reception because, like, we have nothing better for you to do. It's really weird. It's really weird. Like, I seriously wonder, like, what's next for Baron Corbin and AJ after this? Like, please don't tell me, like, they're going to continue feuding.
I would hope this is a one-off. I'd rather see AJ Styles fight, you know, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, anyone else on the roster that's a heel almost. Aside from...
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Seeing that they've had a bunch of matches already and that Ziggler's a geek, why not, like, you know, you have Bobby Roode and you have AJ, like, after they get rid of their two, like, anchors that they're infused with, how about they have a good old TNA feud for the United States title, and it involves a good old-fashioned Bobby Roode heel turn on AJ.
You can ride with that. That would get me interested in watching SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, that would be interesting, but I think they're going to get to... I don't know. I think they're going to get to Bobby Roode's heel turn in the most boring way possible, to be honest with you. But it's definitely coming.
Yeah, what else we got on here? We've got Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler has, you know, done all these entrances over the month. He's a living embodiment of those YouTube videos where they change the wrestlers' entrances to match the themes. And, you know, some of it was enjoyable. Other times it was cringe-worthy. Dolph Ziggler, it all led to Bobby Roode the whole time, and WWE is subconsciously telling you this guy Bobby Roode is just a guy with an entrance, which is like the thing you don't want to say about him because some people really think that. And
well, I mean, that's like I hate to you know stray from the pack here, but like aside from his entrance, he's not glorious. I mean, like he's above average, but he's not great by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm with you. I was texting this in you know, different group threads like, yo, this dude's just a dude with an entrance, like, and you know, he wrestles like, you know, cool matches. Like, he doesn't do anything flashy or exciting or anything, but, you know, the entrance is way more over than anything, and the theme music, and it was like that from day one. Like, there wasn't like this, you know, other insurance to go with it, but I find it interesting. Like, I just hope he wins. You know, I hope he wins. Or he's fucked.
You know,
like you hope he's fighting Dolph Ziggler. You know, good and damn well he's winning.
I mean, he's probably going to win, but there's a story you could tell if he did lose. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you should do that by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just saying there's a story. Oh, no, you have him go on a losing streak, and, you know, you have him be suitably humbled and realize he's not glorious anymore, and he's got to earn his way back.
Bobby
or whatever.
Roode.
Yeah. And you get simpy on him. Because people are like, man, he's humbled. He's humbled. I like him.
Okay. Now you want a brand new star to get beat like a drum and have to do a redemption story when we don't even know this guy. And let me finish. And while his whole entire gimmick, he comes out like he's fucking Ric Flair. What was humble about Ric Flair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He won quite a bit. Yeah.
Limousine riding.
I don't want to see that happen. I'm just saying that could happen. Like that's the best of a bad situation is all I'm saying.
Oh man, Randy Orton and Rusev in a Rusev Day match.
Hold on. Caleb, I'm sorry I discriminated you so much this episode. I'm sorry.
Dude, I am used to it. Rant screams at me all the time.
Oh man. Randy Orton and Rusev in a Rusev Day classic match. These guys, it's been pretty entertaining watching Rusev. I'll say that. It's always entertaining watching Rusev. He's great. He's been great. Randy Orton, however, go away or turn heel. Do something.
He wants to. I don't know if you guys listen to Edge and Christian, but he said he wants to turn heel.
Yes. He always does some interview when he's a face, like, I want to turn heel. And it's exactly what I said about old babyface Randy Orton in 2017. The shit's not going to work. It's going to flop. His pay-per-view matches, like, he got all the wrong opponents, you know, pretty much throughout the whole year. And he looked like, I'm just going to show up. James, this is your guy.
But he's got...
He sure is. Look, all thing I can say to you is if you got put in a fuse with Bray Wyatt over you know, fake dead, over a double turn that didn't happen because you burned down a fucking mausoleum or a grave site, and then you had a title match at WrestleMania with maggots on the projected on the floor, and then you have a House of Horrors match where you get beat by a dude that's like on a different brand, and like explain to me this with the Bray Wyatt thing, right? So Bray Wyatt can teleport, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why the fuck didn't he teleport? Why did he have to steal Randy Orton's limo during the House of Horrors match? Why did he just teleport to the ring?
I'm right there with you.
Am I missing something here?
All right. Well, no? You know why he had to do that? Because Randy Orton couldn't teleport. So he had to make sure he took the car, so Randy Orton had no way to chase him.
But Randy Orton beat him there.
I don't write this shit, man. I don't write this shit.
Yes, exactly.
But basically, I'm going online flying for like how fucking stupid all these Randy Orton feuds have been. Like the General Khali, like the Great Khali thing at Battleground, where like Khali walks out there
before
at a
that
pace, and like Randy Orton is the side, like, hey, let me like walk out from like the other side of the thing. Let me like try to beat Khali over the top of this thing. Like it's just man, like.
Also, before that,
10 days from Sunday.
A 13-time world champion loses the same way on back-to-back pay-per-views like a dumbass. Like,
yeah. I will say this though. You mentioned like Randy Orton not having the right opponents at pay-per-view, but he has the right opponent right now. Like Rusev. If you're a babyface. Besides The Miz, there's not really, like, in my opinion, a better heel you can go up against, especially if you're American. But, no, that's another subject in and of itself. Rusev is probably the best option that Randy Orton has right now. You know, who else does he have? Dolph Ziggler? Jinder Mahal again? Baron Corbin? Oh, God, everyone wants to see Randy Orton against Baron Corbin. That's just screaming of interest.
Aiden English.
You think it's funny. Watch that happen coming like January.
Randy Orton versus Aiden English.
But I think the main thing is, like, at this point, you have put him in so many bad, like, segments and feuds and television over the last 6-7 months that, like, a dude that is a main eventer now feels like a fucking bottom of the mid card guy right now. Like, why should anyone give a shit about a Rusev Orton feud? Like, Rusev came back and immediately got his ass whooped by John Cena.
Whooped.
Why should anyone give a shit?
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, that's a fair assessment.
Like, honestly, if these two didn't have their previous track record of success in WWE over the years, and even in Rusev's short career, like these dudes would be treated like Ziggler right now. I mean, they're pretty much are being treated like Ziggler right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I should rephrase that. Not that Rusev is the right opponent for Randy Orton right now. He is the best opponent that the best option he has. You know, whether or not that's a good to great option, you know, we could discuss that, but he is literally the best option that Randy Orton has right now. And I'll stick by that, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, it's an injustice, you know, just how like Rusev's been booked since his return, and Randy Orton as well. But yeah,
maybe this match is the start of them like just being able to decide their own fates in the ring. Since it's not a main event match that they have to kind of push an angle forward, maybe they can just go out there and just have a good match, which these guys are definitely capable of doing. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
You gotta keep in mind, Randy Orton will quickly decide to not give a fuck in a heartbeat. And look, like the way this thing is going, like why should he give a fuck?
Yep.
That's where I'm at on it.
Well, but I do want to say before we go on, if there is any sense of justice in this world, Rusev will demolish this man. I'm just saying. But that's not going to happen.
Well,
Orton's going to go over.
He did demolish him at SummerSlam and then lost in like seconds.
No, I'm talking like he is going to like what Orton did to Shawn Michaels in 2007. Rusev would do to Orton.
Embarrass him.
Yes. Humble that man.
Humble that man. So yes, that was our Hell in a Cell preview. Now we're going to talk about WWE 2K18 and their ratings for a lot of these guys, and I'm just going to go through the list, and we can speculate on what they probably should have been rated, and I'm going to try to keep this fast moving. So, but before we do that, Roman Reigns was rated 95 as the highest player in the game. The Legends ratings have not been released yet, like a Rock or an Austin. So we don't know if Roman Reigns is the highest, of all time that they have on there, right? But he does outrank, all the guys that are the part-timers now, like Triple H or Undertaker or Brock Lesnar or anything like that. It's basically stupid because, like, if you're going to make this guy, we'll get to it. So, starting at a 75 is Aiden English. I don't have a problem with that. Guys?
Whatever.
That's about right, yeah.
Okay, so we got AJ Styles next on the list as a 90 overall. So, in what world that AJ Styles and Roman Reigns were both an 89 last year in the game, right? How in the blue fuck does Roman Reigns end up as a 95 this year and AJ Styles ends up as a 90?
Well, let me ask you this, Rich. Did AJ Styles retire The Undertaker at WrestleMania?
He did not.
There you go.
Huh.
That's the difference.
I guess. I guess that's worth 5 ratings points. Who knew? Alexa Bliss is rated an 8.
I got a question. When's the last time Roman Reigns was champion?
Money in the Bank 2016.
Yeah, summer 2016, yeah.
So he was champion for like 70 days, and AJ was champion for like 100 and something days. Like, whatever. Like, it's a ridiculous rating, whatever. Who cares?
I don't work on the game, James. It's not my fault.
Alrighty.
I'm not blaming you. I mean...
Alexa Bliss is rated as an 85. No.
Well, you have to give us context. Who else is like...
Okay, so Charlotte is also an 85. Nikki Bella's an 85. Naomi's an 85. I feel like Naomi should be moved back a little bit. Natalya is 83. And Asuka's an 87. And Sasha Banks is an 84.
What is Bayley?
Bayley is an 83.
70.
What was the number?
83.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Like, why are the women like? Why is their like rating curve so much lower than compared to the dudes? Even though like the men and women don't wrestle, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Right. I don't know. I guess they. This company.
That's weird.
Alicia Fox 74. Alicia hasn't really done much, but bless her heart. Apollo Crews 80. I think that's kind of.
What's Lana's? What's Lana's number on this thing?
Let's see. Lana does not have a rating, so she might not be a wrestler in it. She might just be a manager.
What is Tamina's?
I don't have a rating for Tamina either on here.
Okay, what about Dana Brooks?
Dana Brooks, 75.
Oh.
I don't think Dana Brooks is better
Is
than
Nia
Alicia
Jax
Fox.
in the game?
Yeah, Nia Jax is in the game. Nia Jax is an 83. Maurice is a 73.
What is Becky Lynch?
Becky Lynch is an 83 as well.
Carmella's
a 79. Now, I don't know how you can have that big a gap between Carmella and Alexa Bliss personally, but these ratings are weird. They are very weird.
Well, I mean, as you know, Alexa is a 4 or 5 time champion already.
True. Baron Corbin Asuka, as I mentioned, was 87. Baron Corbin, 84. So that's about fair right there. Big Cass, also an 84. I wrote a column contrasting those two guys. Pretty interesting. They ended up with the same rating. Big E, 86. So, maybe you could have went a little higher with Big E, but, they want to keep him where he at, Big Show, 82.
What?
Yes.
Have you? Okay. Okay. So I understand, like, Big Show's not pushed or whatever, but like he is the big fucking show, right? Like
the big fucking
maybe
show.
He can get a better rating than 82.
I would think just based off like strength and whatever, it might go up a little higher. But he must be slow as molasses in the game.
Like Big Show on his deathbed should still be like ranked like a high mid card just because he's the Big Show.
Yeah. Bo Dallas, 75.
That's a little high.
Little high. That's funny.
Yeah, that is a little high. Like I was thinking more like 65 to 75, bro. Like,
Bobby Roode, 85.
wait, hold on. Okay, so Asuka was the highest rated woman at 87 when like all the rest of the top women on the roster were 85, right?
Yep.
So Bobby Roode comes in and he's rated below a tag team champion.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Braun Strowman is rated an 88, which will get really interesting in a couple minutes. Braun Strowman at least should be a 90, I feel like, in the game. He must be really slow as well. Now, I got one for you here. What's up?
If Roman Reigns is 85, if Roman Reigns is an 85, Braun Strowman should be like an 87. I'm sorry, it's a 90. If Roman Reigns is 95, then Braun Strowman should be at least 2 points higher than him. He's whooped his ass all year.
Bray Wyatt is an 85. That boy regular.
He's below Big E. That's funny.
That boy regular.
That's low. He's too low.
Brock Lesnar, 93. Interesting, because Lesnar's always been taken care of in the ratings on the games. What do you guys make of that? Lesnar not the highest rated guy.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I figured Lesnar would be the highest rated guy in the game. Probably at a 99, to be honest with you.
He should be the highest rated guy in the game.
I don't know what their rationale is here. I'm not sure.
Cesaro.
They penalized him for getting squashed by Goldberg.
Yeah, he had to lose a couple ratings points. Cesaro is at 86. It looks like he dropped from last year where he was at 88. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Cesaro's gotten worse. Like, that's one thing I've always had an issue with, even in NBA 2K, is the year-to-year ratings where dudes are clearly still in their prime, and then they just drop them like 2 points or something. Like, what are you doing? It makes no sense. Chad Gable, 81. I think that's a tad bit low for, you know, the kind of guy and the move set that he'll have. Charlotte, as we mentioned.
Jason Jordan?
No, Jason Jordan, we'll get there in a minute. Looks like he was an 80. So,
they had Gable in front of Jason Jordan?
Yep.
I want Vince McMahon I want someone to tell Vince McMahon that they did this on the video game so he can, like, stop the release of the video game. You're like, they did what? God damn it!
Pull the shit.
Get them on the phone.
Pull it from the shelves.
Pull it
from the shelves.
Now all of a sudden you hear that there's a 3-week delay on 2K18. All of a sudden,
gosh.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Kurt Hawkins, 72, the lowest of the low. That might be even a little too high.
That's too damn high. That man's on 120 something, on like 120 match losing streak or some shit like that.
Crazy. Chris Jericho.
So if he's the lowest rated guy,
yes, he's reversed.
He's the lowest. No. He's the lowest rated guy in the game, and CM Punk was the lowest rated guy in UFC 2. Does that make Kurt Hawkins the CM Punk of WWE 2K18?
No.
I thought you were gonna say, does that mean that like Kurt Hawkins is the best in the world?
Wow. Chris Jericho is 87. Advanced age Jericho. I mean, there's nowhere to go but down. Dean Ambrose also an 88. It's getting interesting. I don't have a problem with that rating for Ambrose. You could argue, actually, that's just right for Ambrose. Actually, Dolph Ziggler 83. So Ziggler's getting hampered out here in the game. Let's see who we got. Emma 75. Ooh, 75. 10 full points below Alexa Bliss.
What is Mickey James?
Mickey James is an 80.
Huh. Okay.
Enzo Amore. A guy that, if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't know that he had any offensive moves. I'm
going to say 77. I'm going to guess 77.
Maybe that's how we should do this. You guys should guess, and then I'll let you know the rating. So, Caleb, any guesses?
I'm going to one-up James here, and I'm going to say 78.
What, the Price is Right? What are you doing?
74. James, you were closer.
Well, we both went over, so no one gets the prize here.
Well, like next time we do one, and I'm like, say something, I'd be too high. Like, watch Caleb be like, $1.
Just a hate. Just a hate.
Yeah. Okay. 74. Okay, that seems appropriate.
Yep. Eric Rowan, who cares? Or excuse me, someone might care about the Big Red out there. So Eric Rowan's a 76. Fandango.
Fandango?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say like 77-ish, right?
Caleb?
75.
79, actually.
75.
79, actually.
Huh. Okay.
Goldberg.
Oh, he's got to be like a
That
92.
You said what?
91.
Yeah, he's got to be like a 92.
92. James gets it. Yes,
Yeah.
Goldberg, better than AJ Styles.
I mean, you think they were ever going to let AJ Styles beat Brock Lesnar inside of 2 minutes? Because I damn sure don't.
Unbelievable. The next one, Goldust.
$78.
76, and it hurts my heart. You know I love Goldust. Heath Slater. You guys are going to be shocked at this one.
That man is 85.
James?
Yeah, that's way too high. Say like a 79-ish.
81 for Heath Slater. That means he's better than Jason Jordan and is the same rating as Chad Gable. Who knew? The Usos.
I think they added points for each kid he has.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. You said man.
They have the same rating?
Both of them. Yes, both the Uso brothers have the same rating.
Oh, I was going to know the way you said
awesome.
the Usos. The way you said the Usos, I was going to say, wait a second. They don't even have two players. You can't pick between Jimmy and Jay.
It's only a tag team.
They can only do tag matches? Yeah.
Yes. Only yeah, like just only tag matches. You ain't allowed to pick one or the other.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Which
one is the one that's married to Naomi?
Jay or Jimmy?
Jay should always be rated above him. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jimmy should always be rated above Jay at all times, no matter what, by at least 5 points.
Wow. Yeah, so it turns out they both got an 86 rating. The most controversial one of them all, Jinder Mahal.
Jimmy should be a 91. That's bullshit.
Wow. Jinder Mahal. 88.
Wow.
Jinder Mahal should be an 80.
This means this is after his push, right?
Apparently.
So it has to be after his push.
He's going to come into the game as the champion.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So Jinder Mahal has the same rating as Finn Balor. He has the same rating as Braun Strowman and Dean Ambrose. Is there anywhere in the free world, in Samoa Joe, is there anywhere in the free world where that makes any sense?
I mean, kayfabe allows that, but that's about the only justification I can give.
Well, according to Vince at WWE in India.
Yeah. John Cena, we went through this earlier, was a 93, so he's the same as Brock Lesnar. Kalisto, 75. This is a good one, James. Carl Anderson.
Oh, wow. 75.
Wow, you disrespect that
79.
man. It's going to be 83, actually.
Ew.
Kevin Owens, we mentioned a couple minutes ago, has an 88 overall. Kofi Kingston.
Say 84.
87.
85 for Kofi Kingston. Luke Gallows. I know his
82.
I know his speed rating should be a 0. That's what.
Oh God. Well, I guess 84.
He went 83 actually.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So, what was Xavier's? So
Xavier is 83.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna fly through a couple of these. We got Luke Harper 82, Maurice 73, Mickie James 80, Mojo Rawley 80, Naomi 85, Natalia 83, Neville 84. Big problem right there. Neville should be at least an 87. At least.
Yeah, I would say 87.
Nia Jax 83, Nikki Bella 85, R-Truth 76. He's about 76 years old too. Randy Orton 90. Him and AJ Styles share a rating. Rhino 81, Roman Reigns 95. Yeah. Rusev 84, Sami Zayn. Caleb, I'd like you to take a guess, sir.
Oh, is it? I'm gonna guess. If this is an appropriate rating scale, an accurate rating scale, is a 99.
So he's a roster player.
Yeah. In the video game, I'm gonna say he's probably an 82.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He actually 84 for Sami Zayn.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston.
Yep. So Samoa Joe mentioned earlier 88, Sasha Banks 84, Seth Rollins 92, Cover Boy. So he gets a superior rating to Randy Orton and AJ Styles. Shane McMahon.
$85.
Close.
87.
84. So Shane McMahon and Sami Zayn are the same guy. Caleb, how does that make you feel?
I mean, in the eyes of some of the idiots out there, they would probably see that as accurate. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get too butthurt over a video game rating, for obvious reasons. But, whatever, It's inaccurate, but okay.
Yeah, man. Sheamus, 85. So Sheamus and Bray Wyatt, and looks like Bobby Roode and all the top women, or except Asuka, are on that 85 scale. Shinsuke Nakamura.
That dude's an 89.
Bingo.
88.
89 for Nakamura. So they put him over the rest of the main eventers. They put him there at 89 with Undertaker and Triple H. So, yeah. Undertaker is also 89. Triple H is 89. The Miz.
80. Like an 80. 85, probably.
Yep, 85, I would think so.
We're going to go 87 on The Miz. So they showed The Miz some love a little bit.
That's good.
Titus O'Neil.
It was real nice of him to show Johnny Cage some love on the fighting video game.
Yeah. Titus O'Neil. Ooh, is that how he does it? It looks like That's it. 77 for Mr. O'Neil. Ty Dillinger, 80. Tyler Breeze, 79. Xavier Woods, 83. Zack Ryder, 81. So they have not released the Legends or the DLC guys or the NXT pack that has Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, those guys. They have not been released yet, but when they are, we will be sure to go over those ratings. What are your impressions on these?
I mean, it starts from the top. Like, why is the top guy not a 99? And I mean, okay, that's whatever. I don't have a huge opinion on this. I'm not, too impressed by the ratings I gave. There might be some discrepancies there, but, that's whatever.
Well, I would agree that, they don't need to make him a 99 because I'm looking at it how they do 2K. Like, if we know Jordan's a 99, like the all-time Jordan, we know LeBron gets an all-time 99 rating, Kobe gets like an all-time 98, Wilt gets like an all-time 98. If they're going to have Roman Reigns slotted right now, like as a 95, like I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, they need to make sure, like when they put Austin in the game, when they put The Rock from like 2000, that those guys are like 98, 99, just so it all makes sense. And then they put years on those guys. Otherwise, we're left with bullshit. Well, they do normally put years with guys.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, they're all over the place. Like, I don't understand the women being like their grading curve is so much lower than the dudes when it's like they're never gonna. You can't put them in the ring against the men anyway. So who gives a shit? Just give them their equal number. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really weird.
How isn't Asuka 99?
That's a great point.
Literally never lost. Undefeated, never lost. LeVar Ball.
Okay, so if you ask me, like, what I want my WrestleMania main event to be, right now, like, it would damn sure not be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Like, it would be Asuka versus Ronda Rousey, the main event, WrestleMania, and but whatever. That's just me, I guess. So, like, I can't really be, fair when it comes to the Asuka thing because Asuka's so damn awesome. Like, I can't. So
basically, James was telling y'all that he done traded in his hugger stuff for the Empress of Tomorrow.
No, I have not. But
that man has got all. He has quit that narcotic.
I know. But like, I'm not off that narcotic. I know when someone's been killed and like can't recover. So like, or not. I don't know that, but like, when someone's been killed and recovered, you can't get there. I'm just resigned to the fate of like this person is a gift to them and will never do right by this person. And instead of like wasting mental energy on that, it's. It's still appreciation for Bayley. I still pop when she comes out myself, but that's just not what it is. Like, they don't care. Like, she separated her shoulder and and she had a title shot, and she said she came back, immediately beat her in a match when there was drama in the match. So it's like, all right, well, she's dead now. Like, it's over. Nothing to do. What can we do to rehabilitate this one? Like, you clearly want her where she's at.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's pretty much gonna wrap up. Our show this week. What did you guys think about the 2K ratings? Let us know. Leave us a rating. Leave us 5 stars. We like those. Make sure you guys check out the Wrestling Squared Circle. I'm also back to writing full time. I have recently put out a MVP column, saying it's wide open this year for who it could be. Pretty interesting. You guys check that out. And trying to think what else. Make sure you guys check out the SMC podcast. Caleb, are you still there, or do we have some technical difficulties with him? Looks like his video dropped.
No, I am still here.
You are still there. Awesome. Caleb, can you let everyone know where to find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at SMC_CalB. Also, you can follow the podcast the SMC podcast. For those of you that don't know, for the month of October, we are doing a little bit of a tournament format with some polls called Brocktober, and we are ranking all of Brock Lesnar's pay-per-view matches since he's returned, and we're doing this in tournament format to determine what the favorite of Brock Lesnar has been since he came back. It's a fun little thing, and we have a decent amount of voters, and that's awesome. And we're on 5 right now. Today we're judging the Goldberg matches. Again,
Caleb, I'm going to cut you off because you've gotten super robotic here. He basically was saying, if you guys didn't make that out, they're running a tournament called Brocktober on the SMC podcast Twitter. It's a cool little voting thing they're doing. It's real easy. I voted on a couple of them myself. And that's pretty much, we're having some technical difficulties, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening. For this long, and let us know what you think about the pay-per-view. Peace.